Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Now, those of you who've been keeping up with the current videos will know that the last time you saw me, I was acting under the influence. Oh yes, quite heavily as well. And you'll find that today will not be much different, except for one simple thing. I haven't had a drinky poo at all yet, no. But that will change when I reveal the contents of this box. Now, what's in here? It was supposed to be a mystery to me, but I do know what it is because certain people who bought it for me blabbed as to what it was going to be. And they also had already unopened the box, so it has been seen, not by me, I hasten to add, but I do know what's in there. And it's very intriguing. For someone who is a whiskey drinker, that'd be me, but also drinks beer, yes, that's also me. The combination of whiskey and beer I find to be a winning one. I love it. I'm often drinking whiskey, I'm often drinking beer. I'm often drinking whiskey and beer together. Not in the same glass, you understand. But what's in here, folks, is something slightly different. And although a lot of you will maybe have encountered this sort of thing before, because it's not completely rare, but it is slightly unusual. In here is a rare, limited edition bottle of whiskey beer. Yes, yes. This came courtesy of my good friend, Cockney Simon. He's a right old geezer. Cockney Simon ordered this for me and he thought, this would be great, do it on camera. I just want to see your reaction, see if you like it. So, let's do it. Let's do this thing now. I mean, it's exceptionally light, so don't go expecting a huge big bottle to come out of this, because obviously there's probably all sorts of packaging in here, airbags and that kind of thing. But let's get in here. Now, as I say, it's already been opened, because my usual crowd of comrades in the pub have already investigated it. And I did say, I wouldn't be surprised if you'd actually opened it, drunk it, then all had a piss in it and put the lid back on. Here, Kilt-Man, try that. No, I wouldn't put it past that crowd. Right, here we go, here we go. It is a hell of a lot smaller. Maybe there's two bottles in it. All the gubbins. No. Oh, there is a thank you card. But anyway, let's get rid of all that stuff. In there. And let's investigate this. This is made by Gunn, and they present the Islay Whisky Cask Ale, and it's matured in Laphroaig Whisky Casks. Wow. So Laphroaig Islay single malt whisky casks. It's an amber Scotch ale, limited edition. It is 7.4%. Now I know there's a big write-up on the back here, which you should have a look at. But I know that what they do with this, it's matured slowly over 12 weeks in these gorgeous, flavour-filled Laphroaig whiskey casks. So it gets all the flavours of the whiskey, which permeates the beer, which is, as I say, an amber ale. So, the thing is, it's all in the tasting, isn't it, folks? So let's have a little blast on this. Got myself a glass, got myself a bottle opener. Now, also, what I do know about this is that the artwork on this box, this presentation box, has been provided by, I wrote this down, let's see on the back here somewhere, Hope Blamere, who is a Scottish seascape artist. She's lived all around the world, France, Canada, oh God, everywhere, but she always says her home is the west coast of Scotland. So a lot of her work is fantastic seascapes, and I've seen a few of them, and they're like photographs. They're absolutely gorgeous. The lovely sandy beaches, rocky coves, the sea spray coming over the rocks, and gorgeous blue skies. Because the west coast is actually very, very nice. It's when you proceed up into the highlands that things get a bit nasty. So let's get this out. Here we go. It's only small. Actually, it looks huge. When I do that, it looks huge. Wow. I wish that was to scale. So Innis & Gunn presents Islay Whisky Cask, matured in Laphroaig Islay single malt whisky casks. Amber Scotch Ale, 7.4%. Let's go. I don't know if the eagle-eared amongst you might be able to hear James Horner's score to Braveheart sort of wafting in the background. Can we see him? And straight away you're getting Laphroaig from that. Wow. God, yeah. It's an amber ale, so we don't know how it's going to look. Probably very pale. Oh, well, that's not exactly pale, is it? You hear that? There we go. Waste not, want not. Cheers, y'all. My God. Oh, that is a bit special, that. Now, Simon assures me it's quite expensive. It's reassuringly expensive. There were 1,300 made, and I believe they were released last April. So he managed to get one. So I don't know if any of these are left beyond this. I don't know, but that smell is wonderful. You're getting that peatiness as well, that smoky peatiness. Oh yes. Bit of brine, perhaps. Bit of vanilla and a few floral notes. Let's have a look. It is in there, 10-year-old original cask strength casks. That we have slowly matured an Innis & Gunn beer that is just as bold and just as extraordinary, absorbing all the deep flavours from the oak, spicy wood smoke and peat, sea salt and burnt toffee. The beer adds its own rich roasted flavour to create something as unforgettable as the island which inspired it. Oh wow. It is lovely. If my son walked in here right now, he'd go, "Is that my Coke you're drinking?" Because it does look like I've just poured a large Coke. 7.4, it does not taste like that. Normally beers that are sort of above 6%, in my experience anyway, you can taste, they taste strong. And some of them, I mean, that looks really dark. I didn't expect it, I thought that would look kind of a lot lighter. But certainly some of the darker ones, like your porters and your stouts, that sort of thing, when they go beyond 6 and 7 and 8, I mean, I know I drink whiskey, which is exceptionally alcoholic and high content, but it's very light and breezy and I can just throw it down my neck. But beer, I find I've got to take a bite out of it and chew it. It's almost like a pint of food. Some of the, I mean, I've experienced some chocolate stouts. Now I know some of you are going, oh yeah, oh a nice thick, deep chocolate stout, 12.5%. Yeah, I know, I've drunk them or tried to. And some of you are going, oh, it sounds like puke. Yeah, I kind of come down on the, yeah, it's puke, because it's just too strong, it's too thick, it's too heavy. You take a bite out of it, and it's like, oh God, I've got to carry on drinking this. And normally, if you're drinking that, you're with a crowd of other people who are real ale drinkers. So yeah, you've got to fucking drink it. But that is none of those things. It's a lot lighter, it's deceptively light in texture, but the flavour is what's nailing this. You are getting the Laphroaig, you are getting those distinctive flavours which are coming through in the taste and in the smell. And of course, 70% of your taste is actually residing in your hooter here. So, you know, whatever you're eating, you're smelling it primarily, and that's tricking your brain to thinking that's mostly the taste. It's not, it's just the smell. But as this goes towards your face and your mouth and your tongue and your taste buds, you're getting that smell. So that's already smothering inside here, all your tubes. That made it sound really nice, didn't it? Smothering your tubes. See, I don't want to wolf it down my neck, but I could do. That's the deceptively sort of simple aspect of this, that it just lures you in. It's so beautiful, it's so tasty, it's so Moorish that you could just go glug, 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 another! Except we haven't got any others, have we? I did check that box, didn't I? There was only one in there. But cheers, Simon. Thank you very much. Very highly appreciated. Don't think it's quite as expensive as you thought it was. I think they're a lot cheaper than they were originally advertised. Oh God, yeah. It's not heavy at all. 7.4, again, as I say, once you go beyond 6, they tend to be a bit more dense, but in the beer realm, but that's okay. That's actually very light and very palatable. And I had a completely cleansed palate to begin with, so I could really absorb and enjoy and report upon the different flavours and textures, unmolested by copious amounts of whiskey, which would ordinarily have gone down my gullet, and will shortly after this. Not to take taste away. No. This is delightful. I really do wish there was some more of it. Big on my presentation box. I mean, I don't know, do people keep presentation boxes that have beer in them? You know, you keep like wine and whiskey cases and all that, but beer, that's lovely. And as I say, that sort of lovely, almost panoramic, because it's going around the box, seascape from Hope. But what's her name again? Belair? Is it Belair? Hope Blamere. Cheers, Hope. We always live in hope, don't we? Yeah, that's gorgeous. Innocent Gunn. I think it's maybe a Dregmore or two. A little blop, 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 blop. See, you do this with whiskey, especially in your glass. Certain people behind the bar will know if I've got two whiskies there and one looks empty, they know not to take that glass. Certain bar staff in certain establishments will just do it anyway, and you have to go, not finished with that, and they go, yes you have, it's empty. And you go, no, watch as this sorcery takes place, and you make them lean over the bar, and you go, right, look at this now, and then you tip it, and you turn it, and pour the residue from your previous drink into the new one. And you'll be surprised at the amount that comes out, because the whiskey coats the inside of the glass. So as you're drinking it and you put it down, it's slowly sliding down the inside of the glass. Now, with a beer, with this one, because it's a bit more expensive and it's got a lot more taste to it, if you're just drinking lager, bog standard lager, it's doing the same with that. But are you really going to waste your time swirling that around to try and get the last couple of dregs? It's not worth it. But you've paid good money for whiskey, so it's always worth those extra few little blip, blip, blap, blops that come out. And sometimes there's a lot more than you think. And in the whiskey bottle as well, you get loads out of that. You can leave a whiskey bottle, a litre bottle, just sitting there. It's empty to all intents and purposes. As far as everyone else is concerned, it's complete, it's dry. No. Give it a day, 2 days, 3 days. Open it, slowly let it come down. And you watch it come down. You go, oh my word. Then it hits the neck, or rather the shoulder of the bottle. And like you're thinking, well, look at that, there's loads there. And then when that comes out, you've actually got quite a substantial amount of whiskey. And then even then, once you've drunk that bit and you put the lid back on, you put it down, you're going to have more sliding down. See, scrimping and saving, always been my motto. No, it's never been my motto. More is more, and I want more. That's been my motto, I think. That is very refreshing. I always sort of sneer with disdain when people talk about beers and go, it's refreshing. I don't find beer ever to be refreshing. Until now, that genuinely is. There's a sort of effervescence to this, which is genuinely invigorating. I'm not saying this is a big sales pitch. I'm getting nothing from these guys, you know. Well, I did get this for nothing, but that's courtesy of Cockney Simon. There's a term called a session beer, which usually refers to a drink that you're there with your mates, you're there for it's an afternoon, usually it's an afternoon sort of thing that I found when it comes to beer, and you're out with a certain crowd who drink real ales, and you convene at midday, a certain hostelry, and you stay there till about 6 o'clock in the evening, but in that time you have drunk a rather large amount of beer, or whatever your tipple might be. But there's a phrase I've often encountered, this is what's done, they've just got a new one. It's the first time tasting it and they go, do all this crap. Oh, God, that's a definite FG. And you go, FG, fucking gorgeous. And then they begin to sip a bit more. And then round about there, on that sort of, it's all relative. It was a big proper pint glass, round about there. They've had about 3 or 4 slurps out of it. So at that stage they go, oh, that's a good session beer. In other words, you could drink that for the entire session. Now I know how long's a piece of string. A session could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, it could be all day long. It could be a full weekend bender, it could be. But what they're saying is they could drink that, all of that session. And that, folks, I have to agree, is the perfect session beer. 7.4, you would begin to feel the effects of that. I don't know. After your second bottle, you go, it'd have to be pretty weird not to feel the effects of a 7.4 beer after 2 bottles or 2 pints, But that's going down very, very well. Very enjoyable. And I know you often see me on videos if I happen to be in the pub and or pictures on social media. There's always, lately as in the last sort of year or so, there's been a pint there. But there is always a whiskey lurking just around there. Because I drink whiskey primarily, is the thing for me. And this is the best of all worlds, of course. It's a whiskey flavoured beer. And Laphroaig has a very distinctive flavour anyway. And to get that seeping through and permeating a beer, can't go wrong with that, can you? Oh, man, I liked it from the way I go. It's actually getting nicer as we go down it. Probably because I know that that's all there is of it. God damn it. Simon, only one bottle. Although I do know, I might get another blip out of this. Another blip blop. Come on. It's coming, folks. There you see. Did that come out then? I took my eye off the blip. Oh, there you go. See that? Oh dear. The coughing has begun. That's when you inhale whilst trying to speak at the same time. On camera, that's a real bad trait to get into. It's happened to me quite a lot. And normally when you do go into that, it's a start of a 10. You won't just cough once. You get this sort of dry, raspy thing, which will go on for like 10 minutes. So the thing to do is to drink some more to lubricate the tonsils. Yeah, I do know that Simon didn't just buy one of these, he bought another one for our good friend Tam, my mate Tam from Edinburgh, who's down here, and who loves the fact that he's got a genuine Scottish accent, whilst I do not. I didn't have a Scottish accent at all. And he hates it when I try to put one on. He fucking hates it. But Simon bought him a bottle of this as well. So I haven't seen these guys since, what day was it? I think it was Friday. So it's a few days ago that I saw these guys. Although I have been out extensively, but I do prowl other regions, as well. And I haven't seen Tam to find out if he's got his and drunk his yet. So I don't know. But I think he'll enjoy it. That is very nice. And to sit here in the new conservatory. I know we still haven't decorated it yet. We haven't, but because there's still all the cracks in the walls to fill in, and new skirting boards to put on, and a new floor. We've got to do a floor covering, not a new floor. The floor's fine. Just what's sitting on top of it has got to be replaced. And then we've got to paint all this, and then put the blinds up. There's another major feature. The blinds are going to go up as well. So there's a lot of work to be done. But it's just nice to sit here. And it's not lashing down, so I'm not being drowned out by the timpani of the downpour on this new NASA-proof roof. NASA-proof roof. If nothing else, I'm a master of taglines and slogans. Oh, we're getting to the end of it. Oh, look at that. I don't want to finish it. I want it to go on. Do a try again. Hello in there? Anyone in there? Could be. You want to try and ring it out? Come on. Oh. Oh, yeah. Hope you saw that. That is nice. So, Innocent Gunn, and it's the Islay Whisky Cask Ale, matured in Laphroaig, Islay single malt whisky casks for 12 weeks. 12 weeks, folks. You're getting the peat, you're getting the smoke, you're getting that Laphroaig vanilla and sort of floral sort of taste as well. But it's not like drinking whiskey at the same time. It is not like drinking whiskey. I mean, you can take a gulp of this and it's just lovely. Like you gulp beer down. I do not recommend that you gulp whiskey down. Having done so many times myself, it's just an explosive way to get thunderously pissed very quickly. And also, you've spent a fair bit of money on that whiskey, so why just neck it like that? And I know many watching this are going like, well, I've seen you neck whiskey like there's no tomorrow. I have, I know. In the hole in the wall in town in Liverpool off Dale Street, right alongside Rigby's. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you need to explore and discover it for yourselves. But the hole in the wall, run by Steve, Michael Bake Steve. It's he has all the best whiskies, all the best rums, gins, vodkas. He has everything. Everything is there, and he gets all the new stuff, the rare stuff, the stuff that you shouldn't really have. There's some like local hooch. Aye, and when I go in there, you go like, well, is your grouse comes over, my normal grouse. I know that's my workaday drink is the grouse. It's just a blend. I know, and I know people go, oh, what, you drink whiskey, you drink grouse? Yeah, I do, because grouse is lovely. It hits the spot for me, and I drink single malts when I can. When someone goes, why are you drinking that shite? Here, I'll get you one. And I'm like, thanks. But I like grouse. To me, that's the workaday. Like people drink lager all the time. I will drink grouse all the time because it's reliable. I can build up on it, incrementally throughout the day, and I'm fine with it. I can get pissed on it as well, of course, But we go into the Hole in the Wall, which is the most historical pub in Liverpool. It's also the last pub that allowed women to go in there, and unbelievably, I know I've said this before, I'm waggling my finger like I'm really pontificating something major here, but I know I've told you all before, the last pub to allow women into, and it was in 1980, I'll get this wrong now, 1983, yeah, not the 1700s, not the Victorian age, no, it was 1983. What? I know. And why? No women should be allowed in there. Or rather, when I'm in there, only allow women in. No blokes allowed. Once Kilt-Man's in there, he wants his harem together. But, so he has the best stock bar by far. Another slogan for you there. And so I go in there, I get me grouse, he goes, oh, this one's coming to an end. And there'll be some other whiskey, some other obscure one. So he gets stuff from all over the world. And you go, like, finish that off. Now, again, what have I said about the bottles, where it's all seeping down, even though they're hanging upside down and all that, you know, on the optics and all that. But he's got them on the shelves and they're the proper right way up. So either way, this come to an end, just finish it off. That glass goes, and I always buy a large whiskey. So I don't normally get two, so it's a double. And in some places they'll put that into the same glass. In some places they won't do that. And but when you get it in the same glass, holy shit! People go like, "Is that whiskey you're drinking there?" And you go, "Yeah." You go like, "All that? What? How much is in there?" And then they go, "I'll have two more, please." Yeah. It's great. So he will give us like this one's coming to an end, and he almost fills up a glass. And you're like, Jesus Christ, I've got what I bought here, then I've got this, and then he'll go like, "Oh, this one's new. I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, we'll open this one up. What do you think of this?" And he's not skimping out. He's giving you a large whiskey. It gets to the point, many times this has happened, I've gone in there and I've got 6 large whiskies. Some of them are in excess of what would be termed as a large whiskey, as in there's your glass and it's almost the full amount. And then he'd be going to be like, "Oh, what do you think of that one? What do you think of that one? I think this one's a bit too shrill. What do you think? I think," and he's going like, maybe a chip of ice should go in there, just a chip of ice, or just a little water jugs there, and a little blop of water goes in. And in some whiskey's case, you do need to do that because you've got to nullify the effect, not nullify the effect, but nullify the taste, the alcoholic taste, which will completely deflower the flavours that are in there of the whiskey and how it's been matured and distilled. So you need to put a block of water in just to do that. And he's proved it to me as well. He's gone like, "Taste this one," and I've gone, "Oh, it's lovely that," like a dickhead. I go, "Oh, it's lovely." He goes, "Give it back here." Gets the little water jug. He goes, "Bloop. Try it now," and I'll go, "Oh my God, Steve, Jesus, that's." He said, "Yeah. Some, as I've always told you, some need a little block of water in there. Some might need a shiver or a shaving of ice." I never put ice in ever, but a little block of water in some, only in single malts, obviously. But it's wonderful stuff. It's an education. He's the one that told me that if you're drinking whiskey all day, unless you can afford to drink single malts all day, and I'm no baronial lord, I may be lord of Kilt Mansion, but only I know that. No one else seems to know that. So I'm always charged a bloody fortune, and I don't get paid anywhere near enough. From my serfs and peasants who pay taxes around here, I should charge them a hell of a lot more. But I'm too good to the people. I'm a man of the people. I should learn to be otherwise. I should learn to be a Tory and be a complete twat and extort from everybody. Just money. You there, what's that? Is that some money? It's mine, give it to me. That your wife? She's mine, give it to me. Is that your wife? She's yours, keep her. Oh, what, she's my wife? Oh yeah, I will keep her anyway. Mrs. Kilt-Man, should you ever watch this, I'm sorry. I am very sorry. If I could take back the years, I would. But he always says, like, when you're drinking whiskey all day long, or all session long, we've discussed the session, what you do is, if you're just on your normal tipple, you want to try something special, you save that for your penultimate drink. So your second to last drink of the night or the session. You've drunk all your normal one. In my case, it'd be grouse, and then you go on to a single malt, something great that they've got on the shelf there. It could be anything, Christ. I mean, there's so many to choose from. And you go like, oh, I've never had that. I'll have a large one of those, please. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll never do like just a single. What's the point? What's the point of that? You go on, you get a large one. And what you do is you take your time with that and you savour it. Now, you've had your palate massively watered down and used to and inebriated by what you've been drinking previously, but you'll find alarmingly just how effective that single malt will be at that stage. It will completely overpower your taste and smell, sensory, bits and bobs, and it will blow you away, and it'll be gorgeous, and you'll savour it and love it, and you'll want to drink. You're like, oh, well, we're not going yet. If you're planning ahead, you've already made the decision. This is your second to last drink, and that's the crucial thing, folks. This is the alchemy, the black magic that takes place here. So you drink that. What, do you want another one of those? No. Well, unless someone else is buying it. What you do is, I know what you should do. This is what Steve preaches. You go back onto what you were drinking before, and so in my case, it'd be grouse, and you get that, and the sudden, the downshift. You're like, what? Oh my, that's nothing compared to that. Why do you do that? Because it only makes you appreciate that drink, that single malt, all the more, so that it's saved for special occasions. If you drink single malts, you drink the best whiskey all the time, well, it's not the best whiskey then, is it? It's just normal whiskey to you. You want to make these things special. People go like, oh, you got all the time, you get drunk all the time. There's an art and a science doing this. And, I've put a lot of years into this, a lot of training. I've got a few degrees, a few masters, and, I think I know what I'm doing now. Anyway, we ain't finished this. I'm trying to make it last. This is the thing, you talk to someone that you don't want to leave. They usually be female, obviously, and you're having such a good time, but you don't want to just wolf them down, do a stupid teenage boy thing, oh, just drink loads, and then within 5 minutes you're like that. Oh, I love you, dead gorgeous you. You remind me of my mate's mum. I've done that before. And I do mean my mate's mum. So you want to talk to someone and you take your time. I'm not throwing it down, but you kind of want to just, right, I need to, I'm really milking this and egging this, Christ, dragging it out to the nth degree. And then if you're lucky, she'll go like, oh, do you want another one? And then you go, ever the gentleman, I'll get this, don't you worry. What are you drinking? You just half a lager? Oh, no. What? Oh, you're joking? Vodka? Oh, yes. So that is a delight. Very, very tasty, very, very Moorish, and genuinely an enjoyable drink. 7.4, as I say, and I think after 2 of those, you're going to begin to feel warmer, happier, more conducive to talking to people that you wouldn't ordinarily talk to. To approach people that you wouldn't approach if you weren't slightly inebriated, and being given a bit of a confidence boost, and also putting your beer goggles on, which transforms everybody, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, we've all been there. And now, as I say, that's going to start sliding down. And because there's hints of whiskey in there, yeah. Anyway, folks, that was Innis & Gunn Islay whiskey beer. And it's genuinely lovely. Now, there is a lot of other whiskey beers that are out there, all done a similar sort of way. So it's all the yeast and your malt and your barley and your typical brewing beer process, but they're then matured in whiskey casks, which will bring in the flavours, the fragrances, all the textures and notes of a good whiskey. Just adding a whole new dimension to a beer, and my God, it really works. That is the first one I've had, which has been a whiskey beer. Although I'm trying to think back now to all my days with the real ale mob, and you know what? There's bound to have been a time when I did sample one, which was probably a pint, but it was like, from a cask and all that, and a keg. There always kegs, aren't they? Just don't want nitro kegs, fizzy shit, But I've probably sampled them before, but I don't remember. But that was lovely, and I will remember this. And hopefully Simon will buy me some more. Love you, Simon. Yep, got one. Right, folks, I'll be back later on with something more on Batman, or rather, the Batman. We're going to look at the music of the Batman. And there's going to be the big full-blown spoiler review coming. But that's going to be quite an epic video, I would have thought. So, it's one of those where I can't just launch into it. I want to try to, gear myself up for it by probably drinking. There's loads more now, There's loads more going to come down. So we're going to look at the music of the Batman, and we're going to discuss how that really works and what the composer Michael Giacchino really came up with, and how distinctive and fabulous it is. So, folks, we ended on Batman there. Well, great. I can always do this. I can always swing things around. So, anyway, folks, Innis & Gunn, they do other whiskey beers, and they do other beers. So, it's up to you. But I can do nothing but recommend this. It's fantastic. Very Moorish. A great session beer. Full of flavour. Full of character. Can't go wrong with it. Especially with that playing as well. Really, really adds to it. And the wonderful artwork on the box. You get a beer. You're not really asked about the box, are you? But it's just something nice, isn't it? It's a box. It's a box that looks really cool. And it's got loads of blurb on it. And it's got a signature as well, which is, who's that by? Douglas Gunn. So he's the gun part of Innis & Gunn. I have a gun tartan as well. Oh, I should have put that on, shouldn't I? Oh, I never thought. But I never do I? Right, folks. Anyway, have been another shabby Kilt-Man. I will now have to get up and shuffle round to hit that off button. So, you guys, in the meantime, and this ever inebriated in between time, please keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Be happy, all. Just be good to one another. Don't be like Putin. Don't go bullying your way into places where you don't belong and playing the big hard gangster. Nah, don't do that. Just be nice. And I'm going to see you all later.